Okay, we're going to evaluate a polynomial. So here's our polynomial here, and the question is, if m is equal to -2, then we need to evaluate this. So I've got a couple options here. I can replace the m value with -2 in all of these, and then equate all of these values, or I can simplify it and then do that. And we're going to see if they get the same answer. Okay, so this is one of the equations we'll do that with. And I'm going to simplify it. Now, you've already gone through the part of simplifying, so I'm going to quickly do that for you. We're going to collect our like terms. So we have positive 1m, negative 12m, and positive 7m. So I just got to add the coefficients together, so I'm going to do this part very quickly. So this will be 1, it doesn't matter the order I actually add these in. So if I go 1 plus 7, that's 8. Negative 12 and 8 is negative 4. So that's going to be negative 4m. And my other values, I have negative 2m squared and positive 9m squared. Negative 2 plus 9 is positive 7. So I have positive 7m squared. Okay, so simplified version. So here's equation 1, and here is our equation 2. If we plug negative 2 into each of these, what's the difference in answers? Okay, so we'll do the hard one first. We'll bring down equation 1. So we're going to replace m with negative 2. Minus 2 times m again, so we replace it with negative 2, so we're replacing this m again, so you've noticed we replaced 2 of them. This one is squared. Minus 12 times, here's the m, negative 2, plus 9.
Oh, okay.
Here's our m again, negative 2
just
squared, 7, and negative 2 again. So let's go through this process and see what we're going to get here. In fact, it'll be far easier if we evaluate all our exponents, because you got to think of...
I just minused it, the whole thing.
You got to think of your bed mass here, okay? Because this is a bit confusing right off the bat. There's a lot of multiplication. You notice I got a lot of brackets going on here. Let's try to figure this out. So this is negative 2, and this would be negative 2 times... Negative 2 squared is negative 2 times negative 2. So that value is 4. Okay. So this red part evaluates into the value of 4. So I'll just put that as 4. We've evaluated that. Negative 12 times negative 2 is going to be plus 24. Okay, so plus 24. Plus 9 times negative 2 squared. We already talked about it. It's 4. And positive 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Okay. So you'll notice I did the squaring first before I could do that multiplication. I still need to work on our multiplication here. So these will be the next two things I do. It's negative 2 times 4 and 9 times 4. So we bring this value down, negative 2. Negative 2 times positive 4 is negative 8 plus 24. 4 times 9 is 36, and then minus 14. So now we have a straight addition subtraction question. Okay. So negative 2 minus 8. Negative 10. I'm going to do 2 at a time here. So negative 2 minus 8. 24 and 36 is going to be 40, 50, 60. Right? 60. And then we'll just bring down 14. To make it simpler for myself, I'm going to put my negative values together. So negative 10 and negative 14 will be negative 24. So I have positive 60 and negative 24. And this ends up being 36. So quite a bit of work there. Whoops, I'm all over the place. That's a lot of work. What if we had just attempted our simplified version? Okay, so bring down equation 2. It's negative 4m plus 7m squared plus 7m squared. Remember, all we want to do is replace the m value with negative 2. So we're going to rewrite it. Negative 4 times negative 2 plus 7 negative 2 squared. So we've got to deal with the squared first. So negative 2 squared we know is 4. So it's going to be 7 times 4. And negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. So I have 8 plus 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. I do multiplication before I add. And then 8 and 28 is 36. So it doesn't actually matter which version, the expanded or the simplified, we'd still get the exact same answer. Oh. Clearly way easier to work with the simplified version. In fact, I think it's easier to simplify the equation and then just plug it in. I thought all of this was very, very confusing. All of these values
it looks very confusing.
Yeah. So I would simplify first, then plug the value in, and you're going to end up with the same answer, assuming you simplified properly.